Hi, I'm Estarosa. Today we're going to be doing a maintenance service on my Chevrolet Sonic 2015. I highly recommend doing it on your own because it's really easy, as you'll see. And the Chevrolet is very accessible and easy to access at home. You don't need any special tools. So what we'll be doing today is changing all the air filters, which is the cabin air filter, the engine air filter, oil filter, and changing the oil. I've lifted up the car on bricks. That's the hardest part about doing an oil change at home is lifting up the car. I managed to drive the car up on bricks with help from someone, and here's what we'll need. You don't need any special tools. We'll need a 24mm socket and ratchet. Here's our torque, which we'll use for the engine air filter. It's recommended that you change the oil drain plug, but you don't have to if you don't have. Mine is just really worn out. We need oil filter, O-ring, oil filter. This is the engine air filter. And here is the cabin air filter. Okay, so we'll get started. We'll get started with the cabin air filter. So now I'm changing the cabin air filter. Disconnect this piece. Squeeze. And it's out. Able to see? This is the filter. You just need to press, there's a little button. Press it and you open it. Now let's remove the old filter. Oh wow, it looks in really good shape. Doesn't look very dirty. Here's our new one. We'll just slide it right in. Close. That's it. Put back in the glove compartment, and we finished up here. With this light you can see better all the dirt accumulated inside of the cabin air filter. Now we're going to change the engine air filter. To change the engine air filter, you need to open up the box with the Torque 25. Unfortunately, I screwed it very tightly and I had a bit of trouble opening it up. I recommend using a torque bit to an electric drill or some kind of ratchet to make it easier. Set aside the screws so you don't lose them. Open up the box. There's one side which has some kind of click part. You slide it out and the whole box just pops off. And afterwards you can easily remove the old filter and replace it with a new one. Let's take a look at the old air filter. It doesn't look too dirty at first glance, but looking at the new one, you can obviously tell the difference. And the air filter is what keeps your engine clean and safe, so even if it doesn't look too dirty, still better to change. I even went a step further and started vacuuming where the filter goes. Put back in the new filter. That's it. Go ועכשיו closing up the opener. Listen for the click when you close it. Screw back the box. Try not to screw it too tightly this time. And we finished changing the engine air filter. Now we're going to be changing the oil filter. To change the oil filter, you need a 24mm socket and ratchet. I don't know if you can see over here. This is the oil filter. Maybe come from this side. Exactly. Try not to drip. This is the oil filter. It smells really bad. It's completely black. It looks pretty disgusting. Another important thing is that we have to make sure to remove the O-ring, the old O-ring. Just lift it and pull it off. This is to throw out. We'll first clean up the cap a bit, and then the new O-ring I'll dip into the new oil before I put it back on. Okay, so after cleaning out the oil filter cap, I'm dipping the new O-ring into the new oil. And I'm putting it back on. And now I can also attach the filter. That's it. We're gonna put our filter aside and change the oil first before adding it back on. Part of changing the oil. So to do that, I'm going to have to go under the car and open up the drain plug. My drain plug is very worn out, so normally I would use a Torque 45, but because I'm not able to open up with the Torque right now, I'm going to remove it with this plier. And here I've got a draining pan for the oil. And I'm also going to open up the engine oil cap to help air go in, to help the oil flow out faster. Uncomfortable position, but I managed to get my pliers onto this very worn out drain plug screw, and now I'm turning it anti-clockwise. Hold on. Okay, it's turning.
Yes.
Get ready for the flow. You can already see the oil coming out. Okay. I decided to pour a little bit of my new oil while the oil is still draining to try to help clean out all of the old oil. So I'm going to pour in just a bit. You can see over here the old oil drain plug screw is very worn out, also around the edges and also where the Torque goes in. And this is my drain plug screw that I'll add in.
Go.
Okay, so we're closing up the drain plug with this new screw. It finished draining, and now I'm just tightening with the Torques. Tight, but not too tight so that we don't ruin the thread, and we're good to go. Also, tomorrow we'll check if anything has dripped. We can put a piece of newspaper and make sure that nothing drips. We've got our new oil filter and O-ring, and now I'm going to put it back in now that the oil is drained, and soon we'll fill up the new oil. I'm putting inside the new oil filter, closing. We're now going to pour in the new oil. We need 4 liters. So we're going to keep track over here how many liters we filled up. I think we'll stop for now. We'll check how much the dipstick shows, and then according to that we'll add more oil. Let's first clean the dipstick, and afterwards we'll check what it reads. It seems to be still too low. Okay, this looks much better. The oil is above the bars. We're going to start the engine to make sure that everything is running okay. Yep, no lights or anything.
Abundance.
So thanks for watching. This is how we did our maintenance service on my own car. We changed the air filter, cabin air filter, engine air filter, oil filter, and changed the oil as well as the plug, the screw on the bottom. I like doing every 10,000 kilometers, but you can do once a year or every 15,000. But honestly, the more the better. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment and I'll try to answer. Thanks. Bye.